there, my name is Juliana McMillan-Wolfwhite, and I am so grateful that you are here and watching this video today. I am really passionate about leveraging geospatial technology to help people map their world and understand their world. So in this video today, which I am calling Lunchtime Maps, I am working on one of the maps for the Community Maps Challenge, which is a 28-day challenge to have people understand their communities. You can learn more at thecommunitymaps.org. And so oftentimes we see these really beautiful maps, and I have an idea of where I want the map to go, but I have limited time today. So I am just gonna get into it and invite you to come along. I have an idea of where I'm gonna go, but I don't really know where this is gonna go, so this is all just gonna be like real time. And would love it if you let me know if you have questions below in terms of what's going on, in terms of if you have questions about anything. So today the challenge is to map art. So this morning I went out and I took some photos in downtown of where I live, and so these are photos of different locations that have art. So I have put them in a folder. All right, so I have some duplicates, and so that's not the way I wanted to. I was hoping I could get them better. Okay, so I'm just gonna delete a few of these that aren't actually needed. I want that one, I want that one. I don't need that one. Yep, this, as I said, we are going through things on the fly, and we're just gonna actually import these all. So I took these on my iPhone just using the regular camera app, and I have location enabled, so super easy. So in QGIS, which is what I'm using, you can import geotagged photos, which to get to this, I don't think you can see the top of my screen, but if you go to processing and then toolbox, you can then just search for import. So I want to import geotagged photos. Then the folder that I want to select is the one that I just provided. And then I want to save this to a file, and I'm going to call these for art. One thing that I love about QGIS is that you don't have to write everything to disk, which is super nice. Problem is, if your computer crashes, if you lose, you can lose stuff, but then it doesn't take up as much disk space. All right, so here we are with these are my locations of my photos, which is amazing. So if I go here, I can open up the attribute table, and I can see the file name for which everything's associated with. I have the direction, which is really cool. For one project where like the direction of stuff mattered, I ended up like using an arrow that would point in that direction. Then we've got the lat long, and then we have the timestamp. So this is a really great start. So just like data doesn't always work the way you want it to, I was really hoping to do this cool drop shadow thing that I had seen, and I was like, great, I am going to presumably, I can use OpenStreetMap, and they are going to have the downtown marked as land use, and that's going to be great. So this is downtown where my cursor is, and you can see that we don't have that as a land use. And I am currently going back and forth, or actually waiting for a response from my village to get the zoning data, which this would be, marked as the downtown district. So we're just gonna live with this for the moment. I might create something, but I only have 30 minutes to make this map. So, all right, what I want to do now is, so I sort of know what these points are. And so I'm going to actually edit this. So over here, I am going to move. So I clicked the edit and then clicking this vertex tool. And so I just selected a point, and then, so this is actually, on this building right there, so I want to move it there. And then this, and I'm not actually doing the whole thing where these are directly related to the photos, so I'm just sort of taking, like, these were the general locations of the photos, so that was located right there. Then these were actually some photos that I was taking of a place that was over here. So I'm going to move this to right there. Which actually, it goes right there. We have a silo elevator tower thing in downtown. And then I'm going to just use the select tool here, and those are 2 points that I don't need anymore. So I am removing those. I am also going to right click on this and go to properties. And I'm going to make these big and giant. I guess one other thing to explain is to get a base map in QGIS, you need to or at least the way that I do it, I have the quick map services installed, and that's a free plugin, and then it gives me base maps. So then here, again, I have multiple points. So I'm just going to select this one, and this was supposed to be this. Actually, it's supposed to be this. There's a grain silo. That's a piece of art and like a distinctive. And then we're going to delete that. I took 2 photos over here of a mural, and that mural is right there, and then I can get rid of this one. Yep, that one is correct. And then that one is referring to a mural that's right there. As always, save your work a lot, because stuff crashes. And let me actually make this bigger. So, and then this one is also in the right location. Move that right there, which is a bell, series of bells. All right, so at a high level, these are the places with art in downtown Grayslake, Illinois. Great. We have those on the map. Now, what I am going to do now is I have to move my webcam. I'm going up to layer at the top of the screen, and I'm going to create layer, new shapefile layer. And I'm actually going to create a boundary of downtown. It doesn't have to be shapefile. I know some people are shapefile haters. I sort of am, but it's what I know in this, just ways that it's what's easy for me right now. So, okay, and I want this to be a polygon, and we're going to click OK. So I'm turning off editing on our points. And then over here, I am selecting this downtown Grays Lake, and I am selecting this Polygon tool. And I am tracing a bit of an outline here. So this whole project, or this whole data collection, ended up being very different than what I had expected. I'd planned to go and do a nice coffee with my husband and do this on the weekend and walk around. We don't have a super huge downtown, but it got cold, it got dark, so, and we're just gonna call this one. Perfect. We now have a, not super great, but we have an outline of downtown Grays Lake. And now we have them have our boundary behind. All right, and here I will admit that I am going and Googling something. And now I will admit that I'm going and Googling something really quickly to remember how to do something quickly in QGIS. So I'm pausing it. All right, I am back. So we have our boundary of downtown Grays Lake. And what I want to do is create sort of like a drop shadow effect. So I'm going to go here to Properties. And I want to select the fill to be inverted polygons. And I want the simple fill to be, I just want this to be white. You could experiment, have it be gray or another color. I think you'll understand here in a second what this means. So let me just hit apply. And so essentially it's clipping everything to that, to our shape. And so then if I scroll down here to layer rendering, I select draw effects and hit that star. If I select inner shadow and source, you can play around with these. We then get that sort of cool, I don't know what you would call it, sort of bump up effect, which I really like. And then if I were to go back, so I want to just turn off that, or move out of the layer rendering. And if I go back to the fill, so not like the simple fill, so like the layer up, and then I can also change the opacity a bit. So now we're like focusing on the downtown, we're focusing on the downtown Grays Lake area, but we can still see the rest of the area, which I think is pretty cool. And we're not having to clip or do anything else. So I am going to hit apply and okay. You can obviously play around more with this. And then I'm also going to make sure that I move those points to the top. So now I think we have a pretty cool looking map. And I don't love my outline of Grays Lake though, of downtown Grays Lake, but I'm just gonna deal with it because I don't have a ton of time left in my lunch break. So the next thing to do is I use the satellite to figure, like, just to get started, but I don't know if that's really what I want to use. So I am really liking the Map Tiler plugin. And so if I were to add in streets, and so what I really like about the Map Tiler is that it pulls in a web tile service, so it just renders a lot nicer. What would it look like if I pulled that satellite in? I think I like the satellite because it gives a little bit of context in terms of where these things are. But I will admit, I'm generally not a perfectionist. I'm not a perfectionist, actually. But I don't like the way that my boundary looks. Don't like it at all. Not at all. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to make this That's cool. That was not what I intended to do. I am duplicating the layer because I want to see what I had done. Oh, I still had the special effects on. Okay, there we go. But it's all white, so I can't see it. Okay, great. So I'm actually just going to select this. And I'm going to turn that off for a second. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to pause this because you don't need to watch me draw this again, except what I am doing is I'm turning off the satellite and I'm turning on the streets. And I'm going to trace based off of that. All right, I've traced it. I think it looks better. Lesson to the wise, right? So now I am going to save that and if I turn this back on. All right, nope. That is our old one. So now I need to apply the same styling. So I will go back to inverted polygons, single symbol. I want my simple fill to be white. I'm going to go to draw effects. All right, and then if I go back up to our fill, I want my opacity maybe be 65. All right, and now I'm going to turn off the streets and the satellite. Okay, so this is where we are, where I had a lot more that I wanted to do in this map, but fortunately or unfortunately, like this is just the way that the world works. And I am at the end of my time boxing, and that's okay. Like I may come back and add in, you know, some more, like I may add in those photos, but I may not, and that's okay. So what I do want to change though are trying to think like what a good symbol would be. That is going to pop. So I don't love using the red on here, but I do love how it pops. So my town actually has, I think we have like a green color that is like our town color. And yes, so I'm going to end up doing this like a light green. Light green, dark green. Never changed these before. So So the next thing is I'm going to go to layouts. I'm not going to layouts. Nope, I don't have any layouts. I'm going to go to new print layout, and I'm going to call this map. Then for all of my maps, I am actually making these a custom size, and I'm making them 8 by 8 inches, not millimeters. I'm doing this in inches. And that is because I'm posting these on social media and on Instagram, and so that's why I'm doing this. You do whatever makes sense for you. And so then I am going to add my map. And then I am trying to zoom in. But having some technical difficulties here. So I am yet again going to save my work because, well, I don't actually want to save that as a template. So one thing that I'm not loving, but we're just going to have to deal with, is there are the street names that are on this base map, which is fine. That's what you get, and I am not, there we go. Now I'm able to zoom in, zooming the wrong direction. So I have, to get more controlled zoom, I'm pressing down the Windows key right now. I have a Windows keyboard on, but I'm using a Mac. So it's like other things that would be great to add to this that I just don't have time for in this lunchtime mapping adventure. Where Juliana just zoomed in way too much, is a location of like, where is this in Grays Lake. I would love to add the photos, but again, we're just doing what we can, and a map is better than no map. So I am gonna stop the recording here because you don't need to watch me struggle with some slow rendering. And yeah, anyway, I am really thankful that you are here watching this video. I love being able to help people in the geospatial community, and would love to know your thoughts or questions that you have.